Hi there, fellow humans. It is Audrey Firestone, and I am talking about what your cat can teach you. This is part two because there's an awful lot, okay? And I'll probably end up with a part three not too long after this. All right. So, the things that I have learned about cats continued is one, cats are masters of the boundary. More so than my other two cats, I adopted a cat a year ago. A big old Tom, a tuxedo, with a major attitude, who was 10 years old. Now he's 11. His name is Butter. And Butter has a major attitude. His attitude is, don't touch me unless I want to be touched. Don't brush me because I grew myself very well, thank you. And three, don't you dare pick me up or I'll bite you. As a matter of fact, his boundaries extend to the fact that he follows me around and he always wants to be with me and sits in the middle of my desk. And if he is sitting on something and I happen to need that paper, heaven help me, because I will get bitten if I try to remove the paper from under Butter. So I was not a particularly strong person with boundaries. In my career, I was, because I was wearing an avatar of a fierce gypsy, which in my head was a big Black Panther. So I guess I've been emulating and hanging around with cats for a long time. All right. So with this Butter, I have learned from him that I absolutely respect his boundaries. And I'm learning to get better about my own. Isn't that sensational? One of my favorite words now, no. Did you know that no was a complete sentence? No. Yeah, but Audrey, but I need no. Yeah, but can't you? No. It's so much fun. Try it. And if you can't muster up your own boundary, then you can certainly borrow Butter's. Pretend you're Butter, puff out your chest, arch your neck, and say, it works beautifully. You will have people immediately stop whatever it is they're doing and bow in obeisance, as they should. All right. So, two that I learned about cats is that cats will teach you patience. Oh boy, will you learn patience. So, I had Boo, who lived with us for 19 years, and a year later, I adopted Queenie. And Queenie was in a wretched, wretched state when she was first found. She had a huge ball of infection on her tail. She had bald spots on her body. She looked like a poor, sick little waif. And we brought her back to health, and she had a little stub of a tail because they had to amputate her tail. She had an incredible sense of beauty and a beautiful carriage. She was petite, but she had a beautiful attitude about how she carried that little body. And I named her Queenie. I just remember this. I named her Queenie because my mother used to say to me, Queenie, who do you think you are? And I changed that with that little cat. By every time I said Queenie, it was with love and kindness and beauty, which is exactly what she deserved. Well, how did she teach me patience? Do you know that it took Queenie 10 years, 10 years to sit on my lap. 10 years. That's how long it took her to trust, and how long I continued to wait with an open heart and open hands and space for her. Secondly, Queenie didn't start making any noise to say meow until she was 17. And then she started talking to me. So cats have taught me patience. And three, and I love this one, that no matter how irresistible you are, or how irresistible anybody else thinks you are, you cannot make a cat love you. Let me prove that to you. My husband hated cats with a capital H. Absolutely hate. I hate cats. I don't want a cat. I can't stand cats. I don't want to live with a cat. And I just kept saying yes, but called up the gal to bring in this rescue cat that was Boo. So she put his carrier down, and George got on the floor to kind of peer into the carrier, and she opened up the door to the carrier, and Boo came out and looked at George, and George looked at Boo, and it was all over. It was love at first sight. It was coup de foudre. It was lightning that struck them both, and they adored each other. I was a mere accessory, and Boo behaved like a dog. Anytime George called him, he would get up, he would go, he would run to George, he would fetch things. Well, I told you in part one what an amazing cat, what an incredible role he played in my life for informing me about what I needed to learn. So Boo's person was George. It had nothing to do with me. He didn't dislike me, but his person, his human, was George. And I was Queenie's human. And right now, Butter, I don't know if Butter has a human. I think Butter tolerates me because I give him love. And remember, I told you he spells love, Food. And because of that, he loves me, but he does follow me around, and he does keep my paws exceptionally clean. He licks them thoroughly. So maybe it is cat love. I'm not sure. But you sure as heck can't make a cat love you. Just like you can't make a human love you. So to wrap up, cats are masters of the boundary. If you have any question about boundaries in your own life, observe a cat. Live with a cat for a while. Adopt a cat, even foster a cat for a couple of weeks, and you will see what boundaries are. It is extraordinary. 2 cats will teach you patience. You will wait even to be able to touch a cat. If you have respect and you respect their boundaries, you will allow them to smell your hand, and then if they turn their head, then you can pet them here, or if they do this, you can scratch them under the chin, which they love, of course. And finally, no matter how irresistible you are, no matter how much money you have, no matter how many degrees, no matter how famous you are, you cannot make a cat love you. Isn't that amazing? And you know, a big cat is the image that I had in my head when I was playing Carmen. You can pet me if I let you. And if I don't want you to pet me, I'll eat you alive. It worked. It worked. It was incredible. So, see, I was practicing cats for a long time. And then finally, I had the joy because I was home in one place to actually have had two cats and now a third in my life. So I've learned a lot. I hope this was entertaining for you, and thank you for spending this time with me. You've taught me so much, and I always learn when I share. Always. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.